Hello guys, welcome to Auto Latest Cars. Today we are driving one of the most surprising vehicles on European market. Of course, it's not surprising, it's the new Mazda 3 Sedan. It's not a hatch, it's the bigger version. But today we are driving the new Mazda 3 on European market with the new 2.5 petrol engine. It's a very big engine compared with the 1.5 supercharged or turbocharged engines made by Europeans. Today this is one of the most premium feeling sedan cars on European market. First of all, Mazda made a very important change. They put this 2.5 petrol engine, okay, detuned from 194 on the previous generation of C5. They detuned it to 140, but it still has 235 or 236 Newton meters of torque at around 3,300 RPM. The most important thing about this car, about this vehicle, is the transmission. It of course is the old AT6 with torque converter gearbox made by 100% by Mazda, that uses a very thin oil. It's crazy thin. If you saw the real oil that it's mounted on this, it's poured on this automatic transmission, even in the 88 from the CX60 or CX80. But today this car actually costs here in this East European market around 24,000 euros with our VAT of 21%. So it's a best buy compared with the Skoda Octavia, and a lot of you guys were going to scream now, oh, it's nothing compares with Octavia. Believe me, this car is much more important and much more premium. It has a much more premium feeling compared with an Octavia with the 1.5 TSI engine with 150 horsepower and a 7-speed compromised gearbox. How could I tell it? DSG gearbox, of course, compared with an automatic torque converter, a classical one. Of course, 0-100 only 9.8 seconds, and max speed on this Mazda it's 203 horsepower, 203 kilometers an hour. But in real life, when you drive this car on the normal roads, I think Mazda is lying to us, because this engine behaves like it has 190 horsepower, not on 140 as they say on the technical sheet. First of all, this vehicle it's important because you know, Skoda Octavia, it's a bestseller car on the European market, and it deserves to be a bestseller. But it's a very expensive bestseller from my point of view. A normal Octavia with a good engine, like let's say the 2.0 TDI, or even with the small one, 1.5 TSI engine with 150 horsepower, it will run, it will go over 32,000 euros, which is crazy, because actually I owned an older Mazda, Skoda Octavia 2 from 2009 with 1.6 engine, MPI 102 horsepower, and that car had a price tag here around 50, 60, 70, 17,000 euros, so it's below 20,000 euros. So it was a very good bargain back then in 2009. Today, for a decent Octavia, you have to pay around 35,000 euros, which is crazy. I think it's too much for Octavia, because Octavia it also is built on the MQB platform, so it's a Golf 7. Beneath it is still a Golf 7. It's not a premium car all the way. Mazda, on the other hand, it's building this Mazda 3 and with the high version launch in 2019, and the Sedan a few years, 1 year later. This is one of the most important compact car on European market from my point of view, because it has this big 2.5 petrol engine, which is a very good engine on this car, and of course it has a torque converter, automatic torque converter gearbox. So this system actually runs quite well, because it's let me show you. This is the small 0-100, let's say not 100, fuck, oh, that's a very bumpy road here. Very bumpy road here. Okay, another one. This is the real 2.5 engine that everybody is looking for on modern car, or a performance engine, even though on the technical sheet has only 140 horsepower. This engine actually behaves like a 194 horsepower, like a previous generation, which is quite good, because you definitely should drive a car that actually has a good amount of resources to make an overtake and make an overtake on windy roads like we're driving now. The fuel consumption, it was 6.5, now it's 6.6. So don't worry, this car would run around 600 kilometers with 50 liters of petrol with no problem. So that's not a big problem with the range. You don't have range anxiety, even if it's a 2.5 liter normal aspirated petrol engine. The gearbox is magical. The running gear, it's okay. It has a multi-link rear suspension. The price tag it's 24,000 euros, so it's around 8,000 euros cheaper than the Skoda Octavia, which is crazy from my point of view. And the behaving of the automatic gearbox and this big engine, it reminds me like the old generation of medium sedans like BMW E90 with the 2.5 petrol engine, 6-cylinder inline, and 6 HP ZF gearbox, like Audi A4 2003 to 2004 with the 2.4 V6 engine and 5 HP gearbox from ZF, not ZF6. And of course, like the Mercedes from 2003-2004 C240 with the V6 and 170 horsepower and 5 G-tronic automatic torque converter gearbox. It's like almost the same. So a big engine, normally aspirated engine with the torque converter gearbox and a decent weight, around 1,480 kilograms empty weight. That means you have from the start you have a car that could run 300,000 kilometers with no problem, and that's a very important plus in 2025, where, you know, as you probably know, of course, all cars are with the 1.0, 1.5, 3-cylinder or 4-cylinder normal petrol engine, and of course with the awful double clutch gearboxes that actually they are good, they are fast, they are economical, but they're not so reliable. And you definitely should go to see the reliability problem of the DSG gearbox, 7 the G-tronic, 8 DCT from Mercedes or 7 DCT from Mercedes made in Star Transmission in Romania, or the famous 7 DCT from Kia and Hyundai, of course. Gearboxes that are very fast. They change the gears very fast, but they have big problems even below 100,000 kilometers. So this is a very important no for a lot of new cars, very expensive cars. Mazda, on the other hand, they make this 2.5 normally aspirated, of course, only with let's stop the navigation system. Okay, and let me, sorry. Okay, so we stop the navigation, and now we are going to enter in the highway mode. Of course, we are near a highway downtown, near the town, and we are going to show you the real behavior of this 2.5 petrol engine compared with other engines that actually I think you actually drive it. So 100 kilometers an hour, the 2,100 RPM. The fuel consumption is stable at 6.5, and now we are going to go even faster, and this is the moment that actually makes me happy that I compared the Mazda 3 Sedan with 2.5 petrol engine and AT6 gearbox with the older premium cars from Germany, because this is the situation where a big engine actually cruises better than a lot of new turbocharged small capacity engine. So 120 kilometers an hour, below 2,500, and believe me, this is a normal aspirated engine. So the even if you go with 3,500 RPM, even then that will be a normal cruising speed on the highway. But Mazda says 130 kilometers an hour. Let me go. Okay, 130 kilometers an hour, around 2,600 RPM. And actually, I drove this car with, let me show you, 150 kilometers an hour. This is it, 150 kilometers an hour, 3,000 RPM. So, of course, it's too much. It's somehow illegal on this highway to go with this kind of speeds. But everybody drives around 130, 140 kilometers an hour. So this is normal. And when you push the accelerator soft, this is not a kick down. You'll see that the mighty 2.5 actually it's a very composed engine. So it has a very good. The figures of this car. Performance figures on the highway are more wow compared with the 1.5 normal small engines with the downsides in technology, which is good from my point of view. Of course, you have cylinder desactivation. I'm connected with Android Auto, but if you go in the menu, you'll see that this car actually has a very good system of deactivating 2 cylinders from the 4 cylinders. It could deactivate 2 cylinders, so it's a car that actually makes sense from their point of view and from my point of view, because actually it's a system that works, and it works in the city driving and in the windy roads here. When you take the foot from the gas, it will go 2 cylinder off, and if you have a bigger acceleration, you'll have all cylinder off, which is wow, because this is not a full hybrid car. This is a mild hybrid car, but the iLoop system actually works beautiful on the highway and on this type of roads. Now let me show you this is a kickdown from 80 kilometers an hour. Now, so this is the mighty 2.5 with only 140 kilometers an hour. So this is a bull from Mazda. Actually, make this engine to be like, I think it has 194 horsepower. Even that they say on the technical sheet that it has only 140 horsepower. I think this engine is more powerful, because in real life it runs better, and on the highway it actually makes you laugh. So it's a very important thing to know. And the fuel consumption stayed almost the same, 6.5, 6.8, and the range, as you probably see, it's around 430 kilometers an hour. Even that I made some kickdown, so not so economical driving style. But at 140 kilometers an hour, this engine is relaxed, like the transmission, and you definitely could go 500 kilometers or 600 kilometers with 140 kilometers an hour on the cruise control with no problem. Mazda 3 is still one of the last old car technology and old car feeling on new vehicles that you could actually buy like new. Skoda is no more a decent choice from my point of view, and that's about it. If you want a big car with a big engine, with a classical torque converter gearbox engine and a big engine, you definitely should go for a Mazda 3. But don't mind me. Go make a review and go and drive it outside the city limits, and you'll find out the 2.5 how relaxed it is at 140 kilometers an hour, and as you see below 3,000 RPM, because this is the Mazda 3 Sedan, a very good choice from my point of view, from our point of view, from Autolators Cars. Thank you.